Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the notes of systems of equations. At the end of this, you should be able to say, I can create systems of equations from graphs and solve them. Okay, so to show this, I really just have one example here, example 4. The number of ants that make their way to a Pringles chip left on the ground is represented by a cubic model in the form A equals, meaning the number of ants, equals A times t cubed plus b times t squared plus c times t. Use the table to find a, b, and c. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to basically come up with some different equations here. So we're just going to plug in our t and our a, and that will help us. We're going to come up with 3 different equations, and then we'll be able to plug that into our graphing calculator, and it's going to tell us what the equation should be. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to substitute, say, this here, 2, 4, into our model here, right? So 2 is the t, and 4 is the capital A. So we're, in this case here, we'll get A is 4 equals A times 2 cubed plus B times 2 squared plus C times 2. So if we simplify that out, we get 4 equals 2 cubed is 8A, 2 squared is 4, so that's plus 4B, and then we have plus 2C. So that's one equation here. Okay, we'll do a couple more equations here. So we'll also do now 4 and 8. So 8 is our A, and we get A times 4 cubed plus B times 4 squared plus C times 4. Okay, so now we simplify that, and we get 8 equals 4 to the third is, I believe, 64A plus 4 squared is 16B plus 4C. Okay, and then we can do the last one here, 6 and 36. So we get, let's see, 36 is going to equal A times 6 cubed plus B times 6 squared plus C times 6. Okay, so we get 36 equals 6 cubed. I don't remember that off the top of my head. 6 to the third, 216. All right, so that is 216A plus 6 squared is 36B plus 6C. Okay, so now we have these 3 lovely big equations. Okay, so what we really do is to write this in a system of equations. What we normally do is we write our A, B, C equals, and then the number here. So I'm just gonna kind of reorganize this a little bit here. So our system here, I'll put it right here, and I'll put it over here on the side to give us a little bit of room. So we're gonna say 8A plus 4. Sorry, I should write so we can read it. 4B plus 2C equals 4. Okay, and then we also have 64A plus 16B plus 4C equals 8. So that's that one there. And then we also have 216A plus 36B plus 6C equals 36. Okay, so this here is our system of equations. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually plug this thing in and solve it in the graphing calculator. Okay, but before we do that, let's take a quick video comedy break, shall we?
Jaden, what do you think? Oh my God.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. Graphing calculator. We'll pull that up here. And we're going to go, what we're going to do is we're going to solve these equations simultaneously. And we're going to use technology to do that. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to go into our matrix here. Okay, and then actually after we do this, I'm going to show you a separate way to do it too. So there's a couple ways to do this. So I'm going to go to matrix, second matrix, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put these in as two, for this system, this way here, we're going to put this into two different systems. Okay, so what's going to basically happen is this here is going to be one system, one matrix, and then this here is going to be our other matrix. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go over to edit, push enter, and then this matrix A is 3 rows by 3 columns. Okay, so we do 3, enter, and then what we do is we're just going to enter in all these numbers without the A's, B's, and C's. So we'll do 8, 4, and 2 on this first row. And then on the second row, 64, 16, and 4. And then on the third row, we got 2, 16, 36, and 6. Okay. And then we're going to go back into, we'll do second matrix again, and we're going to edit. And then this time we're going to put our second matrix in. So this is 1, 2, 3 rows by 1 column. So that's 3, enter, 1, enter. And then we're going to put this in here. So we've got, let's see, 4, 8, and 36. Oh, you know what the problem is? What I wanted to do is when we went over to edit, I wanted to edit matrix B. That's what I was supposed to do. Okay, so this is going to be 4, 8, and 36. Oops. Gosh, I'm messing this all up. Let's try this again. Okay, so matrix, second matrix. We're going to do edit. I'm going to go back and fix this first one really quick. Okay, so here's the first one fixed again, second matrix. What I wanted to do originally was go back into edit. I'm going to go down to edit matrix B, and this is 3 by 1. So 3, enter, 1, enter, and then we enter 4, 8, and 36. 4, enter, 8, enter, 36, enter. Okay, so now we have these two matrices in here, and then what we want to do is we are going to go through and we're going to multiply the original matrix. So let's just do this. I'm just going to show you. So we're going to do this. We're going to go back into second matrix, and now we want names. So we want to name matrix A. We're going to multiply it by the inverse of matrix B. So A times matrix name B, A times B to the negative first. And that gives me this. Okay, I got to figure out how to do this the right way. Hold on a second. I just messed it up. It's supposed to be A inverse times B instead of A times B inverse. So, sorry, we got to go second matrix names. So we do A inverse times second matrix, and then we go down to B. A inverse times B. There we go. And we get 0.5, negative 3, and 6. So that means A is 0.5. 0.5. We know that B is negative 3. And C is 6. So the equation for this thing here, filling in all these blanks here, is going to be this. So A is going to equal 0.5 t cubed minus 3t squared plus 6t. So if you were to go through and plug 2 into this equation, you'll get 4 out. If you plug 4 into this equation, you'll get 8 out. If you plug 6 into this equation, we get 36 out. Okay? I'm going to show you a little bit nicer way, but not all the graphing calculators has this nicer way, so I wanted to show you the way that'll work for every graphing calculator first. So here's what you want to do, and this should work on pretty much, I believe, all the 84s. So let's try. So let's do this. Okay. So now we're going to actually go into system of equations. So we're going to do apps. Okay. And then we're going to go to this polysimult 2. Okay. So again, if you don't have this polysimult 2, you just do what we just did over here. But I think you're going to find if you have this polysimult 2, it's a lot easier. Okay. So we're going to go to number 2, simultaneous equation solver. So we do that, enter. And then the equations that we have in this case here, we have 3 equations, and then the unknowns, that's variables. We have A, B, and C, so that is 3 as well. Okay. And let's see. This is just the decimal piece, so we can just leave that, and it's all in degrees. So we will go to, we have our information there, and we're going to go to next. So really it's just kind of going to walk us through everything. Because to tell you the truth, I've never done this before. I'm just walking through with you on the first time, and it should work out okay. So look, here's our information here. So it looks just like this equation here for the most part, except we've got A, B's, and C's, and they got X, Y's, and Z's. So we're just going to fill in the blanks. So we've got 8. Whoa, okay, let's see. 4. I'm going to have to do enter twice. I don't know why it's doing that, but 2. Maybe I'll do the arrows instead. Nope, got to do enter. Okay, and then 4. And then we enter to get down to here and enter in all the rest of this data that we have, right? Okay, so I got all the information in here to our system of equations. So I'm going to imagine we're just going to push solve over here. Solve, and look, we get the same thing. 1/2, -3, and 6. Okay, so that is, I believe, significantly easier than going through and doing it in the matrix, but not everyone has that. Okay, so again, just to kind of do a quick review, we can go through and do second matrix. Oops, let's see. Oh, I got to quit this thing here first. Second quit. Okay, so just keep doing second quit till you get back to your clear screen. But for matrix, do second matrix. You got to go over to edit and edit your 2 different matrices, and then do A inverse times B. Or you can simply do apps polysimult 2, which you are allowed to have on your IB test, by the way. And we'll do simultaneous equation solver, and then all you do is just going to walk you through everything that you need to do. Okay? Okay, so either way, you still have to get it in this form here, but then it's just from that form, the ease of doing it with polysimult equation solver is a lot nicer, I think. But again, up to you, whatever you want. All right, if you have any further questions on this, please feel free to ask. Thanks.